What up, people? Happy Saturday. Let me turn on this music. Happy Saturday, everybody. It's Kamar Yellows here. You're watching the Finance Rebel Show, and today is Saturday. And y'all know every Saturday we do our wealthy conversation. So today, what we're talking about, we're going to talk about this American Relief Plan or the new STEMI package that just came out. I know everybody's kind of excited. Everybody is looking forward to getting some new money deposited into their account. Congress came through and passed the bill on Wednesday. Congress passed the bill on Wednesday. The president signed it on Thursday, so it is now law. It is now in action, and money is on the way. All right, but before we get into all that, we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to do our normal rundown, our market rundown, and we're also going to, talk about this stimulus plan. Is bigger than just the $1,400 STEMI that everybody is talking about. So do me a favor, share this out with anybody who wants to know about what's going on with the stimulus package and how it's going to affect them. All right, so real quick, market rundown. S&P 500, stock markets at all-time highs. So S&P 500 closed at 3,943. 3,943. All right, it's up week to date 264, and year to date stock market is up 4.9%. So market's up. Oil was up this week about 2%, closed at $65.86 a barrel. So a barrel of oil is now $65.56. So oil is still up 34.9% year to date. So since the beginning of the year, oil is up. Gold's up a little bit. 1725. Excuse me. 1725, $1,725. And it was up 1% this week. Gold's up 1% this week, but gold is still down about 9.43% to be precise. Now, I know everybody's going to be excited about this number. This number is $60,415. $60,415. That's Bitcoin's price as of right now. So Bitcoin busts through 60,000, y'all. It's on a tear. It's on a run. The government's got money out in these streets, so I'm expecting to see Bitcoin potentially rise higher along the stock market. All right. So that is the market rundown. We see there's a lot of things happening this week. We see that the bill has been put into place. Now, I want to show everybody something just real quick, if I could find it. I had it. Let's see if I moved it. Let's see. Give me 1 second. While we're just now setting up, where's everybody? Everybody check in. What you got going on? What you got going on? So I see Frosty Phoenix. What's up, Eric? Miss Skyland? I hope I'm not saying your name wrong. Mid-Atlantic's in the building. All right, Mid-Atlantic, you got a question? All right, I'll definitely will get back to that question. All right, and by the way, I got to give a shout out. Right? Today wouldn't be right if I didn't do this. It wouldn't be right. Today is my mother's birthday, y'all. So y'all give my mama a round of applause. A happy birthday. Today, I won't say her age. She would kill me. Now, for the record, my mother's like 5'1.5" if you're counting on a good day. But my mother will still smack the taste out my mouth if she so feels inclined. And even though it makes me mad, I got to eat it. Ain't nothing I can do about it. But happy birthday to my mom, Miss Roberta. Birdie to some, I'm Roberta to others. So happy birthday to my mom. All right, but going right along, y'all just saw I shared a clip. So I want to talk about this. Real quick.
On this vote, the yeas are 220, the nays are 211. The motion is adopted. objection, a motion. Without objection, a motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
So what you're looking at here is this is the House of Representatives and Congress voting into place the $1.9 trillion stimulus package, the American Rescue Plan, affectionately known by others as the STEMI Rescue Plan. It's here, y'all. It's here. Now, everybody is concerned about the stimulus check. When are they going to get the stimulus check? Well, guess what? IRS is already processing stimulus checks. So as we all know, the Internal Revenue Service works for Congress. So Internal Revenue Service works for Congress. Internal Revenue Service is in charge of distributing cash. So they are already sending out stimulus checks. I know a couple of people who their stimulus actually hit their bank account yesterday. So if any of y'all got y'all stimmy, put it in the chat. Let me know if you got it already. All right, let me know. Okay, Mid-Atlantic, I see your question. I'll definitely get to it. All right, so $1.9 trillion is on the way already. If you didn't get it tomorrow, you will probably start receiving it by Monday. That is the first wave that's going out. So again, many people are starting to receive that money, $1,400. All right, now most people will be eligible for it. You won't be eligible for it if you are a family that makes over $150,000. If you are an individual, no children, that makes less than $75,000, you'll still qualify for it. Now, if you are a person who has children, I believe the limit is like somewhere between 112, 118. All right. And so if you are a family that makes $150,000 or more, your $1,400 payment, by the way, that $1,400 is multiplied by 2. So that means it's $2,800 going out to married couples. It will start to phase out a little bit for every dollar you go over 150,000, and I believe it totally maxes out around 180ish. I gotta look that back up, but that money is on the way. Now I know everybody is excited about the stimulus check, but there's a lot of other things I think in this bill, and it's a pretty good bill in my opinion. But there are a lot of other things in this bill that are more heavily or that have a bigger financial impact than just this one-time $1,400 stimmy, as the streets are calling it. So before I get into this, for all of y'all who are watching, what's your plans for your stimmy? Are you going to invest it, pay down bills, give some to your kids, give some to your bays and your boos? What do you plan on doing with your stimulus? Because I know many of us in the listening audience and the watching audience will be getting a stimulus. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Your tax dollars paid for it, so you are definitely entitled to it. All right. So the one thing I thought was interesting was federal unemployment, right? The federal unemployment benefit, that's the benefit on top of the state benefit that you already get, will be extended to September 6th. However, it's only $300 a week extra on top of that state benefit instead of the $400. That was one of the major sticking points that Congress was debating going back and forth. I want to say the original unemployment extension was due to end in August. So they compromised on that and they made it $300 and made it go out till September 6th. Some people are complaining about that, but you got to give a little bit. Now, a buddy of mine said, well, Kamari, why even give? Why compromise on this? It would be better for the American people. And to a certain degree, I do agree. However, you have to realize that Congress, the real backbone of Congress is committees. Like oftentimes we forget about committees because that gets overshadowed rather. That gets talked about like never. We only talk about the bills that come to the floor for those that even pay attention. But listen, to get a bill on the floor, it has to pass through committee. So some Republicans, and y'all saw the vote. I'm gonna come back and talk about that in a minute, but you saw the vote, right? So of those 200 and some odd Republicans who did not pass or said no, oftentimes won't even work within the committees to get things up to par. So again, I tell folks all the time, politics and money, politics and wealth, they are linked. You cannot separate the two. That's why we must be up on both. All right, you gotta stay woke when it comes to these politics, y'all. And I'm not in favor of either one of the parties. Both parties are trash as far as I'm concerned. However, the trashier, the stinkier, the smellier party right now is definitely the Republican Party, because they voted unanimously to reject the bill in House and in the Senate. Under some guys that this is bad for the U.S. economy, but they didn't say that when they gave all these tax breaks to big corporations. Nobody cared about that. But, it is what it is. So like I said, unemployment benefits will be expanded until September 6th. All right. Other thing. Now, I talked to y'all about this earlier this week about unemployment benefits yet again being taxed, or rather not being taxed. So the first $10,200 that you receive in unemployment benefits will not be taxed. Don't ask me how that's going to play out in terms of the IRS and processing. I'm still, behind the 8 ball looking at a lot of this stuff, but it's here. $10,200 will not be taxed. So that's a significant tax savings, right? If you are in the 10% tax bracket, just off the rip, that's $1,020 that you're saving in taxes right there. Now, mind you, the first $10,200 will not be taxed. Everything above $10,200 will be taxed. And I saw that there is a potential idea floating around that maybe $20,400 might come around in some new legislation that won't be taxed or will be excluded from taxation. But who knows? Who knows? Right now it's $10,400. So we'll see going forward. We will see going forward. But that's good. So for all of y'all who have got unemployment last year, I would still wait to file your taxes. Wait. Why? Because if you filed your taxes already, you have to do what's called, for this year, you have to file what's called a superseding return if you get it in by April 15th. If you don't get it in by April 15th, you then have to file what's called an amended tax return at 1040X. Now, what's a superseding return? A superseding return is just a new tax return. So a lot of people have been running around saying that you have to file an amended return, and I even kind of talked about that because it's the easier way to kind of convey the idea. But it's technically called a superseding return, and that's basically when you do a new return, you submit it to the IRS. However, it's only classified superseding if you get it into the IRS by April 15th. If you get it in after April 15th, you then have to file a 1040X or amend your tax returns. I hope that's pretty clear to everybody. But I would just wait to file if you haven't filed just yet, if you have unemployment benefits. Matter of fact, a new client just signed on with me yesterday to get her taxes done. She has unemployment. I said, just wait, because we're still looking to see how things turn out. And remember, like I said, the IRS works for Congress. Congress is the IRS's daddy. And so we have to see how many of the tax law changes will now be interpreted at the Internal Revenue Services. So that takes some time. And the IRS has been impacted by COVID as well. So they've been impacted. So I've been telling y'all the IRS still has over 7 million pieces of unopened mail. And I just sent an amended return in for a client of mine. So that's 7,000,001 that they have. All right. So just keep that in mind. All right. Some other things that came out in the bill that I was kind of able to figure out. There was some assistance for homeowners and rental assistance. There's about $10 billion allocated to homeowners for those who are backed up on their mortgage payments. So they'll be able to get some relief there. There's $26 billion for renters. So you can get some relief there. There's $5 billion for homeless people. So there's going to be some money there. And I know the homeless money will be distributed through many local housing authorities. I think even some of the renter and homeowners money will be distributed through local housing authorities as well. But that'll be coming. All right, there's a new subsidy for Obamacare, or what is betterly known as the Affordable Care Act. I like to call it Obamacare, though. That'll tell you who I actually like. All right, and there's the child care tax credit, or the child tax credit is being changed. It's being increased. All right, so this is interesting. For children 5 and under, the credit is going up to $3,600, $3,600 for children. How they say it is 6 and under, but basically that's 5. You have to be 5 and under in order to get that credit. If you have children and you're claiming on your tax return, you will get, again, $3,600 if you qualify. Right, there are income qualifications for this. If you qualify, all right. Now, if you are 5 and older, they increase that credit to $3,000. So that's on top of the already $1,400 child tax credit. So it ain't just about the $1,400 stimmy, y'all. There's some other things coming down the pike as well. Now, the thing about this child care tax credit, it's actually going to start in July. They're going to start paying the money out in monthly stipends in July up until the end of the season, or up until the end of the year. And then starting in tax season, when you file your return, you will then potentially get the rest of it. Again, more work for me to figure out what in the world, how to process this thing and how to go about it. But that's more money potentially for parents, struggling households that need the money. So again, you'll be able to start getting installments starting in July for this new child care tax credit if you qualify. And a lot of people will absolutely qualify. All right. So hold on a second. Now, there were a lot of claims from the right talking about there's a lot of pork in the bill, and there's always pork in every bill. There's always been pork in bills. And Kamari, you're like, what in the world is pork? Pork is the extras that they add on to many of these bills to make sure that they get stuff back to their districts, to their home states, to their hometowns. I saw part of it. There was some money allocated for some underground railroads in San Francisco, which I think is cool, for some monuments. But that would be considered pork. And there's some other things in there as well. But one of the things that I also saw is that airline industry is going to be getting some relief as well, because many of the airlines, American Airlines for one, has sent out layoff notices. They sent out 13,000 layoff notices last month, and now they're going to be able to rescind that. So basically, they won't have to lay off people up until potentially September. People got their stimmies. People out here filing their fake PPP money. People out here going to get some more EIDL money, or economic injury disaster loan money, because that was also advance funded as well. We got these child care tax credits. So I think airlines and travel will be doing all right. They'll be doing all right. So I find all that interesting, all that's going on right now. Very, very interesting. So, all right, I see I have a couple of questions. If you have any questions on this, let me know, and I will definitely do my best to address those items. All right, so let's see. All right, so Mid-Atlantic asks, will federal tax day be extended? I know the state of Maryland extended until July 15th. So the federal government has not extended. The IRS has not extended. However, AICPA, which stands for the association, it's basically the CPA association. They sent the letter to Congress and to the IRS asking for an extension. So they asked for an extension. They asked for an extension and possibly it might happen. I personally don't want it to happen. I'm tired of extensions. I want tax season to just be going and done. But we'll see. We'll see. It seems like tax season is an all year thing now. All right. Her crown is favor. How are you? You chilling? All right, Eric. Thinking you need to be on Evening's Word this week. All right. Let me know. So that's my man Eric over at WRD 900 AM. Which, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be doing none of this stuff today. So anytime WRD asks me to come on, I usually say yes, as long as timing permits. Yes, Nicole, they also have refund money for people who pay Cobra. Yes, they do. I'm not totally sure exactly how that process is going to work. That's why I didn't bring it up today, but there will be more. I will be doing more updates on this as well. For everybody that doesn't know what Cobra is, we're not talking about snakes or Sam Jackson snakes on a plane. We're talking about the Cobra uninsurance. Well, not yeah, it's insurance, health insurance program. That's the state funded insurance program, health insurance program that people get when they leave their jobs. Mazda Kane, how are you? Where you been? What you writing lately? The Caramel Vegan, how are you? What's that? Link Play All Day, how are you? Rose Davenport, how are you? And Kareem Teru, forgive me if I said it wrong. How is everybody today? I'm not going to stay on super duper long today, y'all. Just wanted to give you that update. I got a bunch of work I got to do, but we got to keep the schedule. We got to stay consistent. Ramon B, how are you? And Mir Abrar, how are you? So any questions you have, I'll probably stay on for about another 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so. All right, Jose, what's up, brother? How are you? Yep, hold. So yeah, I think going back into this, with all this money coming out, this stimulus package was $1.9 trillion. $1.9 trillion. Everybody's focusing on the stimmies, but there's a lot more money coming out, from PPP money to EIDL money, to assistance to the airlines. So, and Biden's also talking about infrastructure as well. More money is coming to the streets. More money will be going into the hands of corporations. Typically, under normal circumstances, more profits to corporations tend to translate to higher stock prices. Nowadays, you don't even need higher profits, because you have companies that have no profits, i.e. everybody's favorite car company these days, who have no profits and are still burning up the stock market. But, it's all good. Don Johnson, what's up, sir? How are you? Happy Saturday. Yes, thank you, sir. Yep. Miss Shauna, 78, how are you? Thank you for the happy birthdays to my mama. Hey, Nikki, how are you? All right, so Jose said he's going to split it. He's going to pay down some debt, using the remaining to take a learning trip. A learning trip? What's a learning trip? You mean to tell me you're not just going to go to some all-paid, all-exclusive resort and ball till you fall, eat all day long, get fat and sloppy, and then have bad drinks? You going to go somewhere and actually learn something? Is that what you're telling me, Jose? You going to make that trip a productive thing? By the way, y'all, I'm in bad need of a vacation. I actually want to go out somewhere and eat, get fat and sloppy, and drink all day too. So that's no shade. I'm just saying. All right, Derek Woods, what time do they start passing out stimulus checks into account today? I can never tell you what time. All I know is they're coming. I know some of them hit yesterday. I know some of them actually hit and were made available, because I had some friends who they hit their accounts yesterday. And I also know that some of them were still in pending status as well. So they're coming. Hold tight. Hold tight. Tell all your bill payers, hey, just give me a couple of days. Give me an extension. Tell y'all seen the running joke, right? The running joke is that crab legs are going to be out of stock for the rest of 2021 because all this money is hitting the street. They might have a point. If anybody, listen, We family here, right? In every hood, there's a crab spot. There's a seafood spot. And y'all know that the crab spot had the line wrapped around the corner several times. Many people going to be eating out. Listen, there's no crab shame here, but I am here for the jokes. So don't get it confused. All right, Don Johnson says his plan is to put $2K of that in the market, $800 to spend. All right, so Don and his lady are going to go on a little shopping spree on the stock market and at home. All right, so Jose says if you pay for a private homeschool program, can you claim that educational expense? Private homeschool. Usually no, but I would need to know a little bit more for that. But if it's regular K through 12 for your child, I would say no. All right. What's up, Rich? How you doing? My pleasure, sir. My pleasure. I'm just trying to do my duty. I'm just a steward and a kind, humble servant to the community. Takinsana, Senegal. I hope I said your name right. Correct me if I did not. All right. Making changes to my trust with my money. All right. All right, good. Make sure you put some money aside for that trust tax you got to pay too when you file your trust taxes. All right. D-Light 15, how are you? Welcome. All right, I want to lower my taxes. I want to move from New York to Florida. I know several people who have done that. Now, New York is being shady because they will kind of audit you to see if you are actually really moving, or if you're just saying that you're moving just to get the lower tax bill. But listen, Florida is the only income tax free state, right? You got Florida, you got Texas. There's even some benefits of going to the PR, to Puerto Rico. So, Matt Queen 23, welcome. All right, so Tack, you asked how? All right, move. Move from New York to Florida. That's how you do it. I mean, it's got to be a real legitimate thing. You can't just say, I have a home in Florida, but actually still live in or New York. All right, going to North Carolina to learn how to be better trade options. Better trade options. All right, that's dope. All right, Miss Shauna says for educational training, trip, and new hair. New hair. All right. Well, listen, can you buy some bundles to sell? If you want to get hair, can we buy some bundles to sell? I'm tired of seeing all that buddy going out of our community. So Tack, like actually moving. And then when you move, you file, instead of filing New York tax returns, you file Florida tax returns. You're talking about renting an office. I'm talking about your home residence. I'm talking about really moving. Listen, I don't do no shenanigans here. No scams, no ripoffs, no nothing. I believe in getting your legal limit, your legal right. I don't believe in breaking the law, though. So, hey, yes. So, no. Yes, you have to move residentially, not just your office. They have to all that. They have to all that. And listen, I'm like that. I get teased. I get called out. People call me a stiff neck. But listen, I don't want my butt to be violated. Now, many of y'all saw my man Mike over at Netter Gold earlier this week released a video for me, right? Because I helped Mike with some things, and me and Mike are friends and becoming even really, really good friends over time. And so he did a video for me. And if any of y'all know Mike from Netter Gold, the "Why Are You So Ashy" guy, his slick talk game is beyond, right? And so he said he wanted to hire his kids. And I basically ran down the rules to him. And I said, you need to really do it, though, right? Really do it. You need to really have your kids working and really think about it and actually have them running a job. Because everybody's out here telling folks to hire their kids to just take advantage of the tax benefit. But they don't understand what the backside of it is when the IRS audits you and they say, well, what work did your children do? Well, what record keeping did you do? How many hours did they work? What rate did you pay them? Were they really employees, or are you just pimping them out to try to reduce your tax bill? So listen, you can pimp out the tax bill, but you need to have legitimate stuff to do it. That takes planning. That takes time. That takes strategy. There's no shortcuts, folks. There's no shortcuts. Do the work. Do the work. And that's why me and Courtney are doing Unlocking the Tax Code for Black Entrepreneurs. So Unlocking the Tax Code for Black Entrepreneurs. If anybody's interested in that course, our first course, right, because we're doing a whole masterclass series, our first course will be this upcoming Thursday at 7 p.m. If you are interested in it, go on over to unlockingthetaxcode.com, unlockingthetaxcode.com, and you can register. And by the way, our first course will be on business structures. So everybody running around, jumping around, getting happy and giddy, this tax money's here. The STEMI money's here. Everybody's going to be like, create an LLC, create an S Corp. Well, if that's what you want to do, come on over and take the course so you can learn how to do it right. Because most of these social media memes are super duper janky, and they're going to cost people a lot of super duper money. So remember, going over to unlockingthetaxcode.com if y'all interested. All right. So any more questions out there before I log off, before I get back to work myself? All right, I got that one already. All right. Well, listen, y'all, I appreciate everybody being here. This was a short one. This was a quick one. Use that money to help you better your situation. Don't just blow it all on crab legs, y'all. Don't blow it all on J's or Yeezys. Make sure you do something with it to help you position yourself to be better able to create generational wealth. Jose talked about education. Ms. Shauna talked about education. One of the biggest dividend payers you could ever invest in is education. Invest in yourself. All right, I know everybody's talking about the markets. That's cool too. That's a form of investing in yourself as well. But your skills, your abilities, education, I would say probably pays the greatest dividend that you can ever get. Will have the highest rate of return of anything that you could ever pay for or invest in. Invest in yourself. All right, folks. Mr. A, how are you? Thank you for joining. Appreciate that compliment. Do me a favor, y'all. Do me a favor. Share this out with anybody who has questions about stimulus. All right, listen, I'm trying to fight the algorithm, but I got to win. I don't want to just fight the fight. I fight to win. So share this with me. Not with me. Share me with the world. Share me with those who are interested in learning about financial education, learning about taxes, stock market, everything that I talk about here. So listen, so we can all make money together. A rising ship, a rising tide makes it better for everybody. But the question is your boat secure? Is it sound, or does it have holes in it? So we got to make sure we double check ourselves, check our holes, check to make sure our holes are all patched and all good so we can keep rising to the top. All right, everybody, y'all all be good. Y'all have fun. It's going to be a great day today. Go out and get some fresh air, get some vitamin D, and continue to keep moving to the top, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Have a great day.